Hello friends, Techman Pat here. Today we're looking at something a little bit less techy, but from a brand that I've been testing out for a long time. This is the Roborock handheld H5 vacuum cleaner. Now you can imagine Roborock makes great robot vacuum cleaners, but what about a handheld vacuum cleaner? Why would they make one? Well, there's a lot of use cases and some that really fit my lifestyle well. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you what comes in the box and see if it's any good. So big thanks to Roborock for sending this for review. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get started by rolling the intro. So the lifestyle aspect I was talking about is the fact that even if you have a robot vacuum cleaner, there's still a little bit of vacuuming you might want to do quickly by hand. Now, you don't want to get a big vacuum out of the cupboard. This is a much better solution. And in particular, this one is very lightweight and has very strong suction. Now, in the past, actually 2 years ago, I did get to test a different H5. It was a much older model, and I was very impressed with its quality. So this one right here has a 5-stage filtration system, which is a massive upgrade. It has dust bag support, which is kind of backwards, but some people do prefer that, especially when you want to get the dust out of the vacuum and into a bin without having it to sort of explode and float around everywhere as you try and empty the little bin. And this one in particular has a very long battery life, up to 60 minutes runtime, and very extreme suction. It says 150 AW, so air watts. So as is tradition with lots of vacuum cleaners, there is a wall mount for the charger and of course some accessories at the bottom, which we'll look at in a moment. Inside we find some instructions and the vacuum head. And this is the make or break for a good vacuum. So we've got a fiber-like roller here, and the suction cap is right before some teeth that grab all the hairs and bits and pieces. So that gets sucked right up in there. And we've got 2 wheels on the bottom and a very springy and comfortable little neck here. And it is very light, which is great for people who don't want to struggle with a handheld vacuum cleaner. What's the point of getting a small handheld vacuum cleaner if it's going to be very difficult and heavy to vacuum? We have a couple of attachments here. This one is of course the standard plastic here with some holes here to stop the suction from blocking, and then we can push out a brush and give it a little bit of scrub. Now this can go onto the main head, and then it also mounts onto your wall mount here, so you have quick and easy access to it when you need it. Continuing with the accessories, we've got a charger, which is actually quite nice and small. Then we have this right here. Then we've got a smaller head, which is for your maybe furniture. It's got a bit of a nice scrubber inside, and again, very flexible as it moves around. So I use this a lot. Got a pet that likes to sleep on the couch, and this is great for pet hairs. Then we have 2 dust bags, and of course if you want more you can order them online. Lots of them on Amazon, I'll put a link below. Then we've got our big ass pipe, and you know what, really nice color. I really like it, and it's quite lengthy. We've got power going to the front, so it spins the actual brush. And finally we get to the pièce de résistance, which is the unit itself. It's quite nice looking. I do really like this color. It's like a sort of off-white and black. The trims are really nice and it feels really solid. One of the things I like about Roborock products is that when you move it around and bend it in places, it doesn't creak. I found another company, I don't need to mention them, that every time you pick it up, it's also kind of plasticky and everything's squealing and screeching, and I don't know. I find this sort of product much more high quality. So we've got the bottom here to pop out the rubbish as you suction it up, and at the top we've got our filter, and it is a 5-stage filter, so there is a lot of other things in there, and it's a cyclone as is tradition with small units like this. We've got the filter inside. Now continuing with a fantastic tradition, Roborock has also implemented the ability to just press once and turn on the vacuum and not have to hold the button. Let's have a quick listen. That is on its lowest setting, and if we bump up to the highest setting, be ready for this because it's actually quite powerful and loud. That's quite decent. And then on the medium setting, here we go. This is the setting I think everybody will use more than likely. It's for both carpets and wooden floors. My thought is that if you're using the smallest setting, it's really for when you want to be quiet in the evening when the kids have gone to bed and you just want to quickly vacuum a section of the house. So let's get testing and see how good this version of the H5 is. H5 performs really well. Now the highlights for me, or some people would call it the pros, is that it's lightweight, it's very powerful, it just picks everything up that's in front of it, which is the point of a handheld vacuum. The filtration system will be great for those who have allergies, and a lot of dust around the house does cause people to sneeze and have runny noses, and the more often you vacuum, the better. And the dust bag attachment is also a great bonus and an interesting feature that I think a lot of people might look past. So I really want to point it out that if you are really looking for that end-to-end solution where there's no dust getting around your home, a Roborock vacuum robot and a handheld like this with a dust bag is a really great solution. It really means there's no dust getting in and around your house when you're emptying your machines. Now, for every pro, there is a couple of cons, and I'm kind of stretching it at this point. One of those being is the price. The $699 price tag, Australian dollars of course, is high. However, for that money, you are getting quite a lot of features and unique ones like the dust bag. The lack of inclusion of a flexible hose, for example, means that the value might be a little bit less. But retailers do have a lot of discounts around this time of year, around Christmas and Black Friday, and then of course during the middle of the year in Australia, big discounts. And picking this up around $500 to $600, you're getting a bargain and a very high quality handheld vacuum. Secondly, noise. There are 3 settings, and the first one has a little moon, so it's useful for those evenings when everybody needs to be asleep and you don't want to do a quick clean before the morning starts. Now, I have to point out that if you go to the highest setting, I thought it was a little bit louder than most other handheld vacuums I've tested. In fact, it was very loud, to the point where I was surprised a small vacuum like this can make such a loud noise. Now that does of course impact the battery life, so if you run this at the highest setting, you're not gonna get that 60 minutes. However, with 15 to 20 minutes at high suction, you're gonna get the job done at full charge. But my suggestion is using the middle setting for everyday tasks. You'll get plenty of time, 30 to 40 minutes, while on the eco or the quiet mode, you get that nice 60-minute runtime. So, friends, thank you very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts below. Is this the best thing to pair with your Roborock vacuum robot? If it is, links below, and big thanks to Roborock for sending this with the package of the Roborock vacuums. I was quite interested to see what the latest H5 has to offer, and I'm thoroughly impressed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in another one. Bye!